Draw your sword, knock your arrows, and ready your spellbook. It's time for another episode of The Gamesmen. What role will you play?
Hey guys, welcome to episode 16 of The Gamesmen. We are here to play games as ever and talk about them. I am Hardlydan, your host, and with me this week, it's going to be a bit shorter. I have one person as ever. That person is Gary Amras89 Lever. How are you doing, sir?
I am in so much pain. Isn't Easter supposed to be like resting or something? I don't know.
Well, not really, no. In fact, it's over here. It's one of the biggest weekends for DIY in the country, and hospitals all over the place have more people than normal coming in with self-inflicted injuries because of like dropping hammers or cutting their fingers off, stuff like that.
What's DIY?
Do it yourself.
Okay.
Putting up shelving, painting the house, stuff like that.
My dad used to watch some weird ass shows back in the day, like home improvement kind of do-it-yourself TV shows. What was it called? Bob Vila or whatever is home again. That was one of them. It was like every week I'd have to watch that. But I went and I was cutting down limbs off of trees and stuff like that, and we were taking them up. We were burning today. Accidentally caught the hill on fire. It was funny because the fire was like really big because we had so many branches cut down over the past couple weeks, and the fire was really big. I watched it while it was really big, and I went and we were doing other stuff while like taking more limbs up and stuff like that. And an hour later, like the fire's really small, but somehow it has caught like there's a fence, and then there's where my uncle has like the farm area. He has a bunch of wood piled up there, and it's been there for like a year or whatever. So it's really dry. And my mom looks up on the hill. He's like, "We got a problem." And I look up. I was like, "Fuck!" And it was a good thing because I just hooked up the hose and turned the water on, because we ran it up to the hill and was putting out a fire. My mom at the end, my mom's like, "Your Boy Scout skills really came in handy today." But yeah, we had to put that out, and then we took all the wood that was burnt, and we threw that onto the fire to burn, and then we cut down some burnt trees, and then my mom's like, "I really want to get this fence opening up again, because there are trees that grew into the fence, like weaved in and out of it." So we had to slowly cut that out, and it took like an hour and a half to do. But we finally got that done. And my body hurt so bad. Like whenever I got inside, I tried to sit down, and my body went, "Fuck you, you can't sit, you have to lay." Like I just had to lay, like arms spread out and everything. It was horrible. But how are you doing, Dan?
Yeah, not bad. I've had a very relaxing Easter Sunday. Looking after Monty, watching a Bond film, and I can't remember which one it was. View to a Kill, that was it.
I've never heard of that one.
It's not one of the greatest, but it's all right. It's a typical. I think it was a 80s. I'm not sure when in the 80s, but yeah, it's an 80s Bond film. It's just general Sunday trash movie, kind of relaxing day, and then cooked a fantastic joint of beef. Roast beef with all the trimmings. It was good. And I made a fantastic pudding.
Yorkshire pudding.
No, I mean like pudding for after the main meal.
I just listen to the veteran gamers and everything. Every time they like Stu does an interview, he always mentions like Yorkshire pudding, and that's always stuck in my head.
Yeah, well, we did actually have Yorkshire puddings because I made some last time we had beef and put the extras in the freezer. So, yeah, I didn't have to make any this time.
That's good.
Yeah, and then a bit more TV, and then back here to play some games and do this show. So it's been quite a relaxing day, but for some reason I am so incredibly tired. I haven't done anything physical. I think it's just this infection I've got still kicking my ass. But yeah, that's been about it. A couple of games. I might play something a bit later if I don't fall asleep during this show. And talking of games, Gary, what have you been playing this week?
Yeah, so like I said last week, I was right near the end of playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow, or I would have beat it or whatever. And I found out that it was the last chapter in the game actually isn't the last chapter in the game, because that's after the game. Because they had DLC, and since I had the Ultimate Edition or whatever, that was in there. So I beat the regular game, and the ending was really cool. But it has 12 chapters, it was chapters. And then the after, like the DLC is kind of whenever Gabriel goes from being like Belmont to Dracula. Even though I was all waiting for, him to become Dracula the whole time. And then it just never happens. And it technically happens because like at the end it shows like there's this whole cinematic cutscene after the game ends, and it shows him as Dracula. I'm like, how do I become Dracula? And then I kept playing the DLC, and it's like, thank God. It's like, how the hell did he become Dracula? So they explained it, and it was nice. The last boss battle in the DLC was super hard. It was horrible. But it was a really good game. I enjoyed it completely. And I'm waiting for Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 to go down in price so I can buy that one. So come on, Steam sale.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but other than that, I started because I know so many people love this game. I had to start it. Dragon Age Origins. I hate that game.
Oh, man, what's wrong with you?
I don't think I hate it. I'm not getting into it. I want to grind and level up and get some skills and crap, but it's not working out right now. Like, there's a couple enemies, and then, like, the smaller enemies seem to even be able to kill me, and I think it's because I don't understand the whole, stop combat in the middle and set up people to do stuff. Because I want to go in, I want to, attack and do all that stuff. And it doesn't work like that. And even, well, I don't know. But, like, you go to this one part, it's near the beginning of the game, so it's not really a spoiler, but you have to go up a tower and light a beacon.
Yeah.
And there's a troll. And that troll whooped my ass for an hour. Like, it just, like, spanked me all over that place.
It really shouldn't have taken that long.
Well, apparently I chose wrong because I did whenever I played D&D and stuff like that, my character was like either a halfling or a dwarf, or it had to be somebody short, and they had to be like a rogue. I had to have a rogue, so that's like what I go for whenever I play a game that lets me choose that is a rogue, and they're short. And this one had a dwarf, and they were short, and there was a rogue. And apparently Dan is telling me I'm doing it wrong.
Well, it's not one of the easiest. I mean, it's still. It might have been easier if you'd have tried maybe an easier class to play to start with.
Just go like the normal route and do, a warrior.
Yeah,
Apparently human.
Yeah, well, that's what I did when I first started playing it, and I didn't have any issues until much later on.
To choose who I wanted to.
You can do. It's just,
not easy. I should turn the fucking game down to easy and just run through it.
Yeah, you could do that.
I'm not a big fan of it, but
yeah.
I know everyone says it's a good game, and Steve, is like, oh man. Actually, I think Teflon said it too. It's like, that's the best RPG of last generation, and
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. I disagree. But I'll go back to it.
Damn right you
But
are.
I wanted something else that was actually gonna be fun.
So I know what's coming up.
I'll say this one first. So Dan told me that their Telltale Games, like, they had a big sale and stuff like that at Gamesmen Gaming, and I wish I would have got Law and Order because it actually sounds interesting. But I played the first episode of Back to the Future, and it's pretty good. Apparently it's different. It's I think you said, Dan, it was well, like a parallel universe or
well, pretty much, yeah. Stuff's changed, so that the very beginning of the movie is a bit of the game. Sorry, is like the beginning of the movie, and there's a line in the dialogue where you can get Marty to go, "Wait, this isn't how it happened," and then the whole story plays out, and it's a lot different. Yeah. It's a completely new storyline, but with references to the 3 movies. So
yeah. It was really nice because at the very beginning, I can't remember, like, we had Game of Thrones on or something, and I was looking at the TV, and then somebody stopped talking. I looked down, and my heart, like, skipped a beat. I was like, oh, fuck! And I looked, I was like, it's not timed. Thank God. I completely forgot because I've never played a Telltale game that didn't have the timer going.
Yeah.
But I really liked the first episode. I need to get the other ones. I figured, I got 4 days off this weekend. I'm going to play a bunch of games. I've been doing so much crap this weekend, I haven't had time. But I don't know if I'm going to edit this podcast tonight or tomorrow morning or something. But hopefully tomorrow I have a bunch more time. But other games.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Can't believe you're admitting to this.
I fucking love the games, okay, back in the day. But my brother hasn't texted me since my birthday. And that was 2 months ago. Over 2 months ago. And the first thing he texts me after 2 months is, Putt games are on Steam. And I went, oh shit! And I looked it up, and I bought it. And I played a Putt game. They're actually not all out right now, but they apparently will be. But the one that I saw that I didn't see on there is Putt Saves the Zoo, and I fucking love that game, so they better bring it out. For people that don't know, Putt is like a child adventure game. You play as Putt, this little purple car, and you have to help people, at least in the one I play, which is Putt Joins the Parade. Shut the fuck up, Dan. So you basically have to go around and figure out little... They're not like very complex puzzles. At least for an adult. Maybe for a child. I can't remember how hard it was back in the day. But literally this came out in 1993, and I was 4 years old at the time. So, I played it, I beat it. It took like an hour, and it was awesome. Every minute of it. Oh, the graphics are so bad. So
You're
bad.
trying to persuade me to get it. I looked at it, I'm like, nah.
Come on. Everybody should buy Putt. It's up to the 24th for like $3.74 for this episode, yeah, for this game, and you can get the whole Putt pack, I think they call it, or whatever, for like $50, and it has like 12 games or something like that. The other one up right now, I don't think is actually like an adventure Putt game. I just think it's kind of like that breaking block kind of game. Like where the ball hits the paddle when it goes up and hits something else and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that one. Any adventure Putt game, awesome. And I will get a few of them. And everyone can judge me, bro. Dan already has. Come on, has anybody else played Putt?
I don't know quite. I wouldn't say I've judged you because I don't know what to think. I really don't.
Hey, you haven't really
I'm slightly concerned.
But I guess the other the thing out of this we can take away is the next thing I'm going to say about it. Other than Putt games coming out, all the old Indiana Jones adventure, like point-and-click adventure games that were really awesome, like Fate of Atlantis or whatever, and I think there were like 2 or 3 others.
Yeah, I can't remember any of them.
At least that I played. But they're all coming out to Steam sometime. And goddamn, I am getting those. I love those games back in the day. And talking to Dan yesterday, apparently Scum VM is very, very easy to use.
Oh, yeah.
So I was talking about, like, I want somebody to put, like, the Dr. Brain games, like Island Dr. Brain, Castle Dr. Brain, and those games. Nobody's brought it out yet, or re-brought it out, or whatever. So I had to get an emulator and use it, and, like, I could never figure out DOSBox. DOSBox sucked. So I got Scum VM, and nobody can judge me on this because once somebody brings it out, I will be buying the game, and we bought the game back whenever I was like 5. So we have the game, just can't play it in a new computer. And I'm not building an old one. It's a waste of time. I started playing, and I played over at least, I don't know, around 3/4, maybe less than 3/4 of the game in like 3 hours. I played it. And Island Dr. Brain's the one that I'm playing. But it's like, I don't know, I just love the puzzles, and like literally there is a like jigsaw puzzle kind of thing you have to put together with like a interactive scene to it and everything. And there's just a bunch of mathematical thinking, kind of, which is still actually, I don't even know how the hell I did this back whenever I was like 5, because these problems are not for young kids. Like, it is like high school to like college level kind of stuff. Like, they deal with elements and stuff like that, and it's like there's just something that's like, how the hell did it do that? And there's also, you have to program a robot to move forward, pick up stuff, and bring it back to this one area, and you just have to program the whole thing, which isn't too hard, but still, for a kid to sit there and think about that. Apparently, I didn't have ADD back in the day. But I'm really, really enjoying playing that again. That game came out forever ago. For some reason, I'm on a old game kick. But the last game that I'm going to talk about is, me and Dan have been doing this whole like playing side by side kind of thing, even though in this game he's ahead of me because I've been either watching Game of Thrones or
playing Putt.
Or playing Putt. But we started playing The Witcher.
Yeah.
And actually, it worked out perfectly because I think I was playing Putt No, we started a couple days before that.
Yeah, I think you're playing Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what it was. But, yeah, Dan had to, because I was not restarting the game again. I played it 2 years ago, I think. Played like an hour of it, stopped playing it, came back a year later, because like literally the last time I played it before we started last week was June 2013. So I was already like an hour in again. I was like, I'm not restarting that again. So it worked out perfectly. Dan was at the exact same spot that I left off at whenever I finally got on. So we started playing it, and I got way ahead of Dan because for some reason he was like boxing in the bar for like 2 hours while I'm just running and doing other stuff.
It wasn't just boxing. I was like wandering around doing everything.
Getting drunk.
and yeah, getting drunk and then like meditating for till the next day, and then fighting in the bar again to get more money. There was a lot of bar brawling, and then I spent it all on a book I already had.
Yeah, but I'm because at the very beginning I wasn't really enjoying the game as much as, I guess that's why I didn't keep playing it after that first hour. But after you get out of like the Witcher castle or whatever the hell you want to call it, like their headquarters, and you go to like the first village and all that crap, it gets really good. Like you got all these different side quests you can do. Taking up your skills and stuff like that's really cool. It's actually, there's so much you can take up. They got the strength, dexterity, intelligence, and I can't remember what the other one is. Then they have like these signs.
Yeah.
And what's the third column? What's in there? Oh, that's your weapons.
Weapons,
They have the steel sword and the silver sword and crap like that. It's insane. But that stuff's really cool. Apparently, I don't know if you have to go up levels or higher levels to get to because they have, do they call it bronze, silver, and gold skills?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I haven't had a silver one yet. Although apparently I can make a potion that gives me one each time I create it. So,
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, really enjoying the game now, compared to what I was. So, I'm definitely having more fun than I did before. But I guess I'll just name a few things that I bought. I can't remember if I said last week that I bought speakers, but I bought some speakers for the computer whenever I do like TGM tag-alongs because my headset doesn't like working with the Elgato. And I got a wall mount for the TV. And I decided, screw having this 32-inch, I threw the 42-inch in. So I have a nice big TV hanging up, pointed down, and it's so nice. I mean, 10 inches bigger than the other one. And it's a beast. I've had it for 4 or 5 years. And it's a Sony, whatever the hell, Bravia, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I love that TV. Oh, I bought Putt. Might as well put that out there. Putt.
Yeah.
I don't really think I bought that much. Oh, I bought binders. Binders for work and for Courtney's school. Because she's doing photography.
Yeah.
So.
Homework.
Yeah. Or babysitting on Second Life.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. We already had a whole discussion before the show.
Yeah, hopefully they're back in the inventory. And
oh, God, Dan. What have you been playing?
Well, we've already mentioned it. So, yeah, the Witcher Enhanced Edition. When I first started playing The Witcher, it wasn't the Enhanced Edition. And it wasn't very good.
Oh, yeah, the whole voice acting.
Yeah, and
actually, before whenever I got The Witcher and The Witcher 2 at the same time, because they're like $5 each. And I was like, oh, yeah, The Witcher. And then I think you and Steve, or at least you, said, oh, you should probably just skip that one. Because you didn't, or I guess you didn't know the Enhanced Edition, I guess fixed that. Of course, I don't know what the original sound like, so.
And it also didn't look so good. And they've added a load more stuff to it, and it's a much more polished product now. Really, really enjoying it. It looks fantastic. It's not at all showing its age, really. Really rather enjoying it. I had a bit of an issue with enabling VSync. I was getting some screen tearing, but I managed to force that through the hardware settings on my computer, so that was fine. But something else I've been playing, and it comes back to the voice acting, and that's Assassin's Creed Liberation HD. Yeah, I know it's a Vita port.
I was hoping you were going to say Putt.
No, I've not played that.
Voice acting isn't that great, isn't it? Not bad, though.
And I guess I shouldn't be expecting too much from a Vita port, but I don't think I should you know, with the amount of money Ubisoft have and the size of their company, you'd think that maybe they might be able to get someone that could perhaps hold an accent for an entire sentence without straying back to an American accent midway through a word. That had started really annoying me because she's meant to be French, and then every now and then she sounds American, and I was thinking, that just kept pulling me out. The skybox, absolutely horrendous, especially at night. Really, really didn't like that. It crashed in the pause menu. The thumbsticks were way too sensitive, and I turned them down, and they were still too sensitive. And I turned them down a bit more, and they weren't sensitive enough. Lip syncing's terrible. There are these huge, massive white orbs that you have to run to now to show you where you've got to go. I didn't like those. It felt like my hand was being held too much. And then, of course, the voice acting, that really pissed me off again. And it started crashing again. And I was like, this is a horrible, horrible port. And the other thing was, you know, I'd said in a few shows back, I'd really like to play as a female protagonist in an Assassin's Creed game, and this was my chance to. And it just didn't feel any good. It felt poorly written. The story didn't start getting going until right near the end. I wasn't at all engrossed in it. And then I was like, it's getting really good. I finished it.
How long did it take you to finish? Like 8 hours?
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't very long. But I've finished a few other things as well.
You're a bastard.
Yeah, but, you know, if you really love the Assassin's Creed games and you haven't played Liberation HD, and because you don't have a Vita and you've got a PC, then, you know, it's... Is it worth £15? Probably not. Get it on a sale if ever it is on sale, I guess. But yeah, I played Back to the Future. I've completed all 5 episodes, really started enjoying it. The story started picking up further into the game, but crucially, not right at the end of the game. It started getting really good around the 3rd episode, and I really enjoyed that. You know, it's an old school point and click adventure. The controls are a bit annoying with the way you can only walk in certain directions at certain times, and sometimes you'll be pressing a button, the screen will change, and you still want to go in the same direction you're pressing the button, but it'll decide that, no, suddenly this is down, and you go back to where you've just come from. You're like, what's doing that?
Like that one part in episode 1 that I got to. You go across the street, and then it turns the camera, and you're like, okay, I want to go up, so I push up, and then he walks back or down. I'm like, what the hell? I'm pushing up.
Yeah, so there's some bits like that. But yeah, it's a fun story. You know, it's got some of the original cast in there. It's great fun. And if you were a fan of the movies, there's a load of things in there that'll kind of make you chuckle. And if you grew up in the 80s, then there's a load of stuff in there that, like, references that you'll love. Yeah. And I've also been playing Law and Order Legacies. I've completed episodes 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, wow. It's really quite interesting. And you can play it one-handed. In fact, if you only have one hand and want to play a game with a mouse and keyboard, a mouse, because that's all you need in this game, then that's perfect. You play as both the police and, you know, the solicitors in court. And, you know, you start off, someone gets murdered or whatever, and you have to interview people, look for clues, stuff like that. Again, it's all done with the mouse. In fact, it could be a touchscreen game, and in fact, I think it is available on iOS, I think, possibly. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's, you know, another Telltale Games game, and their fingerprints kind of all over it. It's, you know, nothing special graphically and what you do have to make sure you're listening to what people say, because that you can use it as evidence against them. But crucially, if you manage to get everything wrong, you can just replay the scene until you get everything right.
It's kind of like the thing with L.A. Noire.
Yeah.
Well, that, and they had the whole, you know, face motion capture stuff, and it, you know, that was supposed to be like revolutionary in games, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't really work because the actors were lying all the time anyway because they were acting. So yeah, it was all right. It's there's also like notes, so you can go through and check everything to make sure you've got everything right. But most of it's actually so easy that it's quite simple. You just got to make sure you get the names right, or things, listen out for people contradicting themselves. And then when you go into court, it's much like you'd expect. You cross-examine people, you get the chance to object, and you have to state why you're objecting. And you've got to be right about it. You can't object and then just go, well, I'm just objecting because I can't remember why. There's none of that. You've got to get it right. And,
Objection!
Yeah, and then you've got to say, badgering or leading the witness or whatever it is. But yeah, quite fun. I picked it up I picked up Jurassic Park, Telltale's Jurassic Park, and Law and Order Legacies from Green Man Gaming for the princely sum of £9.50 something, I think. So
now you want to tell everyone why you picked up all these episodic games, Dan?
Well, yeah. It's the first time I've really attempted to get a load of entries for G4TE.com's Victory Achieved competition. And there was a tweet the other day saying that Gary and I were tied with 12 and Mark Anix had 11 points. And I was like, And then Gary was like, damn it, I can't let that lie. And I was like, yeah, let's see about that.
So he buys like 3 or 4 different games with 5 episodes each.
2 different games.
Jurassic Park isn't episodic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But there's only 3 episodes. I already had Back to the Future. I've had that for years.
That's right. I forgot about that. But he decides to play every single episodic game to get like 1 million entries.
Yeah, I should have nearly 30 by the end of this month.
I have a feeling after this quarter, you're like, okay, I think we're going to have to get rid of this one. Oh, man.
Well, I won't have any more.
I'll be surprised if you don't win because you have 1 million entries. But, I normally have a crap ton of entries every quarter because I just play a bunch of games. Hell, last year I had, 52 games in a year. But
see, that's what I want to beat. I want to beat you this year for the whole year.
You're going to be able to do that because there's only so many episodic games.
Yeah, I'm running out of them. But if any of you know of any that I should be playing or any short games that, let me know. Don't let Gary know. Just DM me on Twitter. And
Well, it's not like I won't see you playing it or entering it. You're like, I'm going to go do that now.
I might just leave them all until the last hour of the competition and then mass tweet the lot.
That's horrible.
You'll be like, what? Oh, God damn it. No. How the? What the?
That'd be so bad. But yeah, I normally put in a bunch of entries and I haven't won since the first time. But like they said last time, a guy had 1 entry, or the guy that won had 1 entry and won. So it's not like you have to have a bunch to win, but
no.
Dan decided to go after my record.
Yeah, and if you have more, you do have a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never win stuff. So actually, no, I do win stuff. But I haven't won anything for ages. I probably won't win.
I've never won a competition like you have, like 100 times over the years. Anything else for you, Dan?
No, I think that's about it. A couple of things on my phone, but I haven't really been playing them. So yeah, that's it. So we're going to take a break, and we shall be right back with the news. Okay, we are back with the news. We've got some stuff from PAX, we've got some other gamey stuff, and we've got some, quite frankly, horrific news. So, to kick us off, we've got, obviously, it's not me, it's Gary. So, take it away, Gary.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know if this came up at PAX or whatnot, so I didn't put it in the PAX news. But the people that created Guacamelee, which I know a lot of people enjoy, because it's got that Metroid Zelda kind of feel of a game. Their next game is going to be Severed, and apparently this girl, because you actually play as a female protagonist, but she wakes up with her arm missing, and you have to go through the game like putting yourself back together. And apparently Dan just said it was a
I believe it is.
touchscreen. Yeah, so a touchscreen game. Which I don't know. I have to look at it more to kind of see. But somebody apparently from Drinkbox says, instead you play as a distraught warrior who is lost in a fantastical world. She is tasked with the challenge of knitting together pieces of her story from both the past and the future. Our heroine will embark on a journey through a surreal, non-linear world using a gesture-based combat mechanic to defeat enemies in the first-person adventure. Unlock new abilities, discover secrets of the land, and grow in power as you master both offensive and defensive techniques. Let Severed be your mystery to unravel. So it looks pretty cool. I'll wait for some other stuff to come up before I make my decision of getting it.
It certainly looks interesting. It interests me more than Luchador action platformer Guacamelee, which I haven't played yet.
Yeah, I didn't get Guacamelee before because I was like, yeah, I don't know how I like it. And then people compare it to Zelda and Metroid, and like I said the other week, they have Chuzo statues or whatever, just like in Metroid's Chozo statues. But it's definitely an interesting game, Guacamelee. And, I mean, since so many people like that one, I'm sure this one will probably be really good too. And you get to play as a female. Not many games, so, take it as you can get it.
Yep.
But that's all I got on that one. We're actually moving on to PAX news next, so
yeah.
What's the first thing about PAX that we have?
Well, first up, there's the announcement of Guild Wars 2's new feature pack. And it's not new content, it's new stuff.
They kind of took a break after finishing up Scarlet.
Yeah.
I think people needed a rest. Because, new content for a full year every 2 weeks is just insane.
Oh, indeed. And basically what this feature pack's all about is kind of taking the parts of the game that are good and improving them and, brushing under the carpet some of the other not so good stuff. And there's a new trait overhaul, and every trait line's got a Grandmaster trait added to it, so there's 40 new traits across all professions. It's huge amount of stuff that side.
Is this going to make us want to get back into Guild Wars, Dan?
I don't know. Ascended and legendary weapons are no longer character locked. They're account locked, so you can swap through different characters.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's the big thing for me. I think it's oh, hello, now I can do this. And if you've got a certain type of armor that you want on a different character because it looks cool, you can do that now. It's no longer going to be soulbound. Although apparently you won't be able to swap around racial armor. So if you've got the complete Sylvari set, you can't put that on a dwarf. I mean, it wouldn't fit, would it?
You could have a skinny human.
Well, yeah, you could do, but and you can't put it on a dwarf anyway. There aren't any dwarfs.
You could have a fat Sylvari. Come on.
Yeah.
I remember that time you changed your character on accident. Your character got so chubby. I was like, oh my god! And I had to buy you the fucking thing so you could turn your character back because it just looked horrible.
Yeah.
Oh god.
There's also an overhaul on the PvP system. You've got the option to make quick PvP builds as you want. You don't have to worry about equipment and stuff. And a new map's being added specifically for arena-style matchups, which is brilliant because it's going to stop people. There were areas where people set it up anyway and kind of run an unofficial arena tournament. And now it's in the game, which makes sense because if people wanted it, and like doing it, why not put it in? And the last major change is they're shifting over to a mega server system, getting rid of the existing world distinction everywhere, apart from in World v World matches. It's supposed to still be reactive, and you'll see other players based on your friends list who you play with, origin worlds, playstyle preferences, and you're more likely to see people you want to associate with in the event that you're in. And if you're in a bit that's, not got the new content in or whatever, you're less likely to see a barren open map, because it'll take people from all over the place that are playing, all over the world that are playing in that area, and populate the area. So it shouldn't feel quite so sparse as it has done in the past when you're wandering around going, wow, there's no one here.
Like no one's an ore, and
yeah. So, it looks like it's kind of coming to becoming a much better game. Apparently, they've also taken.
It's not like it wasn't a good game to begin with.
Well, yeah, no, but a lot better. They're also splitting up the Living World content in feature packs, because there was quite often you'd have to wait until the new Living World stuff before, and at the same time you'd get new features and new skills and things. And now they're doing them separately, so that the teams have time and space to do things like closer to a proper expansion. And they've taken on board what people have been saying about the first season of the Living World updates, and apparently the second season is going to be significantly different, although the devs haven't said anything about it yet, and more information is promised soon, whenever soon is. I mean,
well, if you looked at, I'm guessing it's gonna be a part of what happened at the end of the Scarlet story, because you can actually go on, I can't remember what the website's called, I'll probably put in the show notes, but you can watch like all the different videos that happen, or like cutscenes and stuff like that happened over the whole Living World stuff with Scarlet. And you can watch those kind of cutscenes, and then the very last one. And spoiler alert for people that don't want to know what happened at the very end of that. She awoke a fucking dragon. So, oh my god, having another one would be awesome.
Yeah, as long as it's not bastard hard like Tequaffle.
Yeah.
Well, it was bastard hard for our server anyway. Apparently, they also understand that players want more permanent content, and so there's a chance that there might be something along those lines. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the new stuff.
I think if they're doing permanent stuff should definitely be like their expansion. Like something really big and awesome that they're going to come out with. Hopefully that comes out, it probably won't come out this year, but at least sometime next year.
And there's a new wardrobe system as well for those that want to make sure their characters...
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I can walk in this! You can access that from the bank, apparently.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And from, wardrobe storage in the bank as well as your normal storage.
I know Dan likes to dress up as Sylvari just as much as he likes undressing her with his eyes. I'm just gonna move on to the next piece of news and let that hang. So apparently, I never heard of this, but it's called WildStar. I don't know if I don't think it just got announced. I think it's been around for a little bit at least. But it's called WildStar, and didn't see who was making it. Maybe Dan can look that up while I say this. But I was looking at, they have a little trailer of the game, and it looks like a lot of fun. You kind of have to start out by, well, apparently you have to be level 50 to do this, but you can join other people's kind of groups. But you have to get together like a war band, and you have to have your own fort, and they drop your fort into this area. I think it's kind of MMO. It seems exactly like PlanetSide. Well, not exactly like, it seems like PlanetSide. Big open world kind of thing, and there's just bases, and you kind of have to destroy people's base, and they have, like the guy shows, he's like, we have rocket launchers, and we have, big laser guns, whatever, like all this different stuff. And it's like, we even have aerial strikes, and there's like the gigantic satellite in the orbiting the planet or whatever, and like you just see it fire down. It's so good. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun, and like, they don't take it too seriously, so it's it looks great.
Yeah, it's NCSoft, I think, that are publishing it at the very least.
What else have they done? I don't even.
And Carbine Studios. You've not heard of NCSoft? You must have.
No, I think I have. I can't remember what they've done.
Quite a few MMOs and things. One that you've played quite a bit.
NCSoft?
Yep.
I thought that was just an arena. I thought that was just an arena net thing.
No, they published Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2, I think.
So they're a publisher.
Yeah.
Not actually developer.
No, it's whoever it was I just said that's.
That's fine. I don't care about
Carbine Studios.
Yeah, I don't care about publishers. They just make you pay, bastards.
And you can actually pre-purchase it now if you're really interested in it. It's not cheap. It's not stupidly expensive, but
how much does it cost? Where does it say that?
It's $34.99 for the standard edition, or $44.99. This is both in pounds for the deluxe edition.
I was gonna say, so that's like a regular game.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything extra stuff you're gonna have to buy, or anything else about it at all. Actually, I just looked at it and thought, yeah, it looks quite fun.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be really cool to play. But it's not free to play like PlanetSide 2. So, but it does look really cool that you kind of just drop in your own kind of fort in there, and you get together with friends or your clan or whatever, and you just go in and cause mayhem. I don't know. I will look at this game later on as well, around the time that's going to be released. But it just looks so cool. So yeah, check out the article in the show notes and check out the game. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Dan, go ahead with the next thing.
Okay, well, the next thing is a game I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, after seeing it, like that live stream or video or whatever that we were watching, It looks really good.
And that game, of course, is Star Citizen. And those that are lucky enough to go to PAX East could see the dogfighting module in action for the first time. Actually, it happened just before. But they also ended up having some technical difficulties right in the beginning, which is a bit of a shame. But it looks absolutely stunning.
It looks really good. I think the funniest thing about that video is like pretty much right at the beginning, whenever he's taking the ship out and everything, he's showing everybody the ship, like the outside of the ship and everything. He's not watching what he's doing. He moves forward and he runs right into an asteroid or something, and everybody's like cheering and screaming and laughing. And then like throughout the thing, he's going around asteroids and stuff like that. And there was another time he almost hit another one. And you just hear the whole audience go, "Oh!" It was good, and it just looks amazing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say a huge amount about this other than go and check it out. The videos are on YouTube. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it's in a really early kind of pre-alpha build at the moment. And
good for that, though.
It looks so... I can't wait to try it out. I'm going to have to get myself a flight stick so I can play it properly. It was incredibly popular there. So many people cheering and whooping. And
he said, we are going to make this the best damn space sim game ever. So, yeah, I can't wait till it like goes beta or whatever.
Yeah, then they've had a huge amount of trouble getting pretty much everything to work. Like the back end, getting the ships to work properly, the physics working properly. And the physics were great. It's got proper Newtonian physics. If you if you stop accelerating in one direction, you'll just keep going in that direction. So you can spin the ship round and start flying backwards, or whatever. It's proper. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, he was showing off like the G-force stuff too. If you put too much G-force on the person in the ship, you black out. Yeah. Which I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm wondering if you can upgrade your suit and stuff so you can combat that more. But Squadron 42, which is the part of the game, is on track for release in the first quarter of next year. And apparently it's not hampering the game's overall development, and making one bit of the game work better makes everything else work better. It's going to be released in 5 parts, with the last parts corresponding to a step upward in development of the persistent universe, which is the bit I'm really looking forward to. But I'm going to start with Squadron 42 so I can get all the skills of flying right before I go out and become a space pirate. Arr!
So are they still collecting money for the game?
I wouldn't be surprised. They keep breaking records, so it's ridiculous. I think
their
the problem
current
is
stretch goal is $43 million.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And the problem is, quite often you see with movies, they get such a huge budget and they try to do so much stuff, and the movie ends up being crap. I hope that doesn't happen with this. I mean,
right now they're past 42 million.
Yeah.
So that's
it
a
better
lot
be
of
a damn
money.
good game.
Yeah. What can you do with a game with $42 million? Like, other than having the biggest staff ever, and I think they said that. What was it? They had 120 people working on it?
I can't remember how many people are working on it.
I think it's in the one news article.
But of course, there's the 2 parts. There's the persistent online bit that's being worked on at the same point as the Squadron 42, the kind of story mode bit of it. So,
I hope it's a really good. Are they going to have Mark Hamill in it? Since he worked on what the hell? Wing Commander.
I don't know.
Live action cutscenes. They have enough money to do it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if they have Mark Hamill in it.
Now they can run a whole goddamn movie in it.
Yep, they could. But yeah.
Christ.
I can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. But anyway, enough of me waxing lyrical on Star Citizen. Gary, take the next one.
While you're waxing Rob's stick over Star Citizen. Okay, so the next thing out of PAX is the Guns of Icarus Online.
Yeah.
They're kind of talking about their expanding environments and stuff like that. And I really haven't looked much into this game as well. It looks kind of steampunky with westernish kind of, they have floating airships that they look like helium balloon kind of airships and stuff like that. And I'll just read this right out here. Co-op mode on display is all about delivering supplies to the final point on the map. And the person was flying the fast, or the I guess they have different kinds of ships, so a scout ship. And he says, so I figured, why bother slowing down? Why not just jink left and right and avoid anything in my way? So I guess it's kind of there's this one game mode in my I forgot to mention that in my games. I play a little bit of Halo Reach because the wife was handing me the controller once in a while. But in Halo, they have this, or Halo Reach, they have this game mode called Griff Ball. And you take the ball in the middle and you have to kind of fight your way to the other end and get in the goal, and it explodes, it kills everyone on the other team and stuff like that. Actually, it kills you as well as you go in. But yeah, I guess capture flag would probably be a good way to just describe that. And then they also talk about while enemy ships along the path are avoidable, the final point of the course has a healthy pile of enemy craft, and taking control of that endpoint uses the presence mechanic like most capture points. So I don't like. I literally have nothing to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's going to be actually something I might have to look into more because I love the setting. Looks fantastic. I do like flying stuff, and yeah, I could see myself playing that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. If you've got if you're on your ship and you're playing with someone else, you can be piloting your ship and they can be going around, using the weapons or repairing things. It looks kind of cool.
That's all I have on it. Damn, what? Go to the next thing.
Okay, well, next up we have State of Decay. So much zombie. Anyway, obviously, State of Decay's there, and it's getting to the stage. There's so many damn zombie games, and
I'm surprised they haven't, just overdone it, and people are just saying stop.
Well, yeah. Now this, unlike games like DayZ and Rust or whatever, that focus on like the personal survival thing, State of Decay is more focused on the idea of getting society put back together as a whole and trying to get the resources and structures for a whole group of survivors, not just you and your little band. There's also a proposed sequel to State of Decay, previously codenamed Class 3, and it's meant to be a full MMO. And in that game, you don't just worry about rebuilding your local community, but the world. So yeah, that looks kind of interesting. And they just picked up ArenaNet co-founder Patrick Wyatt in January, so I guess he's probably got something to do with that. But apparently, the team wants to do is less about building a straightforward MMO and just more, community-led features, support for group play over time. And I guess it's kind of right to say State of Decay is a template for an upcoming MMO. The game, it's still on its own. It's a successful title. We don't know. We'll see what happens. It doesn't mean it's never going to happen. But yeah, it could be quite cool.
I wonder if I should play State of Decay before I'd even look at that.
Yeah, well, I am as well. Class 4 apparently is going to be less focused on open PvP rules that make the DayZ experience compelling. But you will still clash with other survivors from time to time. The primary antagonist is meant to be the zombies, not the other players.
It sounds like the VG Hub Rust kind of thing where they're mostly friendly and, helping each other out and everything. And then every once in a while, like, okay, I'm gonna fucking let's go kill each other.
Yeah. But yeah, it's looking interesting. I don't know. I really am having enough of zombie stuff at the moment.
That's why I probably haven't played half the crap.
I'm still enjoying playing that, but then that's more about the story.
Yeah, that's a different kind of zombie game.
Yes, it's just more zombie survival stuff, I guess. I find it hard to get excited about what really is at the end of the day more of the same stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fantastic. Very pretty, but yeah.
All right. Next thing. Apparently, I need to go kick Blizzard's ass because they basically stole my name. All they did really was move a letter around in my name. But my friends online that I play Halo and stuff like that with, they always call me Ram Ass. So, this next piece of news is about Blizzard's card-based game, Hearthstone, and they're coming out with a single-player adventure for it called Curse of I'm guessing it's Naxxramas, but I'm calling it Naxxramas. Fuck you guys. But they showed at PAX. They showed the game off, and it's come with 30 new cards and 9 new classes, and I still need to play it, but I think Teflon Jason is going to be interested in this because he's been enjoying Hearthstone a lot. And apparently they're coming out. It's going to come out with a. They're calling it Wings. I don't know why they're calling it Wings. I'm guessing just updates or something. But it's coming out over a 5-week period, and the first one's going to be free, and then you have to buy the rest. It looks like what it says here is the first wing will be free, with the remaining 4 requiring purchase. I'm not sure if that's like episodes of the story for it. I kind of hope it'd be some, which is probably not going to be. It's probably just going to be, oh, I want to battle you. Card fight me like Yu-Gi-Oh. But I still need to get into it. Like I enjoyed back in the day, like card-based games, at least video games wise. The old Magic the Gathering. Trying to think of what it would be. I can't remember what it was called, but it had like a world, and I don't think you walked around it, but it showed like an overworld map, and you could do stuff like that. And then there was also, it was kind of weird. There was like a card-based one, and then there was one where like you pulled out monsters and had them like run on the field, kind of like a Shining Force style kind of game, where like the one team would move, you'd move, back and forth. But like I remember going around the world, and you'd have card battles and stuff like that. Now that would be cool for like a single player game in a card based game, but they haven't done that in years. I don't know, it's because nobody else liked them, and I like weird shit. Putt. I'm just going to name the episode Putt Putt. Putt saves the podcast. We'll never get a viewer again. But yeah, that's about it for that piece of news. Dan, go ahead with the next one.
Yeah, next up, okay, I know a lot of people like it. Basically, World of Warcraft, new content, Warlords of Draenor, and apparently, there's no new races, no new classes, no overhaul of the talent system, and very few new models. So, woo! Yeah.
Yep. How many expansions have they had?
I don't know. I've never really paid any much.
This is either the 4th or the 5th.
Yeah.
Because they had, last one was Mists of Pandaria. I think one was called Cataclysm, and then they had either 1 or 2 before that. So, yeah, that game is just so old now, and it's not like they can up the graphics too much, without giving the game a complete overhaul and changing every single texture.
Yeah.
You're up-resing once you buy it, and then, there's people that don't have it, and there's people that haven't, and that'll just be a clusterfuck.
Well, apparently, that's the main problem is that, first impressions doesn't really show much to it, but there are a lot of things that are being put into the expansion that just don't show up straight away. It's apparently quite orcish. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just, it's if you like World of Warcraft, then you're probably going to get it. If you don't like it, then you're probably not even listening to me talk about it. And as to whether if it's going to be good, I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows. Yet anyway, I think there's a short demo that was at PAX, and you can't really get much out of that by all accounts.
But since you have to play for like hundreds of hours to get crap out of it.
Yeah, apparently it's it's not really that ambitious, and it's more content without really rewriting or shaking anything up. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's the problem with things like this is it's an announcement. There's not a huge amount to tell about it. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to say anything else if there's nothing else.
Oh yeah.
We can just move on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because we're not WoW people, so. But this podcast is WoW. But yeah, next thing, I don't know too much that was announced about. Like, again, it's a long article, but apparently this game, they got kickstarted twice, kind of like Predestination, where they added another thing they wanted to do and it didn't make it in the first one for like a stretch goal. But it's called the Repopulation, and I need to actually look like into what this game is because people knew about this game for PAX and I didn't, so they don't have exactly what the game is. But one of the things they said here about the Kickstarter was the first Kickstarter campaign was aimed at covering the core functionality to the game and making sure that it would at least work, while the second campaign very much emphasized expanding beyond the core and extending some parts of the gameplay. So like I just said, they wanted to get something that they didn't get out of the first one or whatever. But they said it also helps the development budget for the remainder of the year, an important element when making a large game as part of a small independent studio. And pretty much what I got out of part of this article was the game fell behind a little bit, and they're trying to get out of alpha and do their closed beta for like the backers and all that stuff, and they're trying to get that running into or get that out by, I think it was early summer. I think it was like in June or July that they're trying to get their beta out, and it does look really good. It kind of I would say along the lines graphically of a Fallout game. It looks. I don't know if this is post-apocalyptic because it says repopulation. Maybe they have to repopulate the world after it pretty much ended. But yeah, I need to look at the game more to know what it's actually about. Because like I went on the Kickstarter page and I didn't really.
Basically, from their site, therepopulation.com, basically the Repopulation is an MMO taking place on the planet Rildan, which is kind of similar to Hardlydan with the spelling, so there's just an A missing.
Apparently everyone's throwing names.
They've got only one remaining human population fighting for their very existence. The indigenous life forms do not meet their colonization efforts with open arms. Worse yet, humans have managed to splinter themselves into warring factions. Sandbox-orientated MMORPG with an eye on innovation. Rather than forcing players down preset paths, they are instead allowed to walk the path which they enjoy the most. The variety of combat-oriented and non-combat activities to pursue. We believe we've created a game that can stand the test of time. So there's 3-faction PvP system where the third faction allows characters to create their own independent rogue nations. Player-created city system allowing you to form and design your own cities, structures and homes. Nations can own multiple cities and even besiege the cities of their enemies. You can be a mayor and be assigned to oversee a city and manage it using strategies. And, you've got to keep your citizens happy. There's a military advancement system, which, rewards you
sounds like Animal Crossing there.
Unique titles.
Keep citizens happy to leaving.
Yeah. So it's an MMO with combat and a bit of kind of SimCity stuff going on in there. There are no levels. But there are 75 unique skills and 14 tiers within each skill line. So that's kind of like levels, really, isn't it? There are 3 pet types.
3 pet types?
Yeah.
Just like Hogwarts, where you can have an owl, a rat.
No. There's tamed, which is basically you've tamed a young animal and they slowly grow into matured pets if you care for them and feed them properly. Genetically engineered, which are genetically engineered species and hybrids by splicing DNA and tissue from different species, and robotic pets, which have a variety of different combat and non-combat roles.
I would love trying to like splice a bunch of different kind of animals together. I want to do a monkey and a fish
with a butterfly.
Trout. Monkey with a butterfly. Has these little tiny wings. Well, then you just make like the flying monkeys from Wizards of Oz.
No, the wings are tiny and they only live for 24 hours. Yeah, so
I thought that was a fly.
there's obviously crafting. Actually, yeah, some butterflies do live a lot longer than that. In fact, most do. There's 2 different types of combat: action mode and RPG mode, or whatever action mode is. FPSy. And that doesn't say what RPG mode is. I'm guessing it's just like RPG combat. There's also vehicles and a load of other stuff. It looks interesting. It looks quite nice. Graphically, I mean, it's nothing special, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know. Do I need another MMO? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know why, but I thought RPG and then for some reason just thought Michael Bay film. Explosions everywhere! Just take this RPG and shoot at that car. That car's gonna hit this one, blow up. It's gonna hit a building. The building's gonna go off like a nuke. Okay, I think we spent enough time on this.
Yeah.
This game, but like the thing I've seen as a recurring theme over at least what we've talked about from PAX. I don't know everything. I couldn't find the news that easily, apparently. But a lot of MMOs at PAX.
Yeah.
I think at least half the crap we talked about was just MMO crap. So.
Yep. Definitely. But we do have one last bit of news. And it's nothing to do with PAX. Woo!
But it's Korea.
Yeah.
Goddamn Koreans.
Apparently a young father in Korea allegedly let his 2-year-old son die to negligence. Apparently he was spending all his time gaming. The 22-year-old man with the last name Chung, I imagine there's quite a few Chungs, had been living apart from his wife due to financial difficulties. The wife got a job at a factory. She moved into their dorms and left the husband to look after their son. Apparently, the police state that he would spend his days and nights at internet cafes playing online games. He'd only check on his 2-year-old every 2 or 3 days, feeding the child and then leaving to head off to another PC bang net cafe or sauna house where he could bake.
That is completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you could, leave for days and not check for your kid. Or check on your kid.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I don't even see that being possible. And somebody just leave him alone forever.
Yeah, and what, feeding
I
it?
Can't play games that long.
2 or 3 days? Yeah, I couldn't do it. No. He's a bad man.
I would hope you can't do
yeah, I mean...
You have to be some kind of special.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, whenever I'm looking after Monty, I'm constantly looking at him and making sure he's not getting up to anything or pooping somewhere. Or
well, at least be in the same room, or same room. I'd say if it's a baby, be in the same room as the baby. While you're playing a game,
you can put it in a cot or something, and it's not going to run around the house and chew on your books and things. So.
I just got this image of a baby chewing on books and tearing them up and throwing them everywhere.
Well, apparently on March the 7th, Chung allegedly found his son dead. He finally disposed of the body in a trash bag on April the 11th. And when his wife asked where their son was, he said the child was at a babysitter's.
Apparently, where it should have been the whole time.
Yeah. Apparently, he continued going to net cafes and playing PC games. Apparently, he played League of Legends and Sudden Attack. And
how does this guy even have sex?
I don't know.
How did he have a kid in the first place?
Apparently, Yonhap News reports that Chung had confessed to causing his son's death, and according to the owner of the net cafe Chung frequented, the father would play for 10 hours straight. Apparently, there are reports that the father won't get the stiffest criminal charge, but rather he'll be performed with he'll be I'm so tired.
Your PC gets
Apparently-
taken away from you, he'd like probably die on his own
Yeah, he
from not
won't
getting
be.
the nutrition from the screen's radiating light.
Yeah, he'll be charged with a form of negligence rather than manslaughter or whatever it would be.
I think that's kind of wrong because he did pretty much kill the kid by not feeding it, which is worse than, I think letting a baby starve is a little worse than, strangling it, smothering it, or whatever. Because I'm sure starvation is a horrible way to go.
Well,
And especially someone that can't do anything on it on their own.
to quote Keanu Reeves in Parenthood, Mrs. Buckman, you need a license to buy a dog, to drive a car. Hell, you even need a license to catch a fish. But they'll let any butt-reaming asshole be a father.
Yeah, me and my cousin have had multiple talks over the years of people should, have a license to have a kid. Take a test or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a start down a slippery slope that's actually quite scary if you start making sure, people, you start taking away their rights their human rights if they, want to have a couple, and that a lot of people would not agree with. But
And
anyway,
I could care less because they're just dumb.
well, yeah.
I mean, if you want to be a parent, then you should make sure that you're or able to take care of that child.
Yeah. I guess the problem is there aren't any real ways you can practice and find out what it's going to be like. Even if you're a babysitter for a few hours, that's not going to tell you what it's going to be like for the years and years and years you have to bring up that child. Well, for the rest of your life, really. So
I could keep going on this, but I won't.
yeah, let's not keep going about this. This is a gaming site, and we have had some stuff, but we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the quest of the week, emails, all that good stuff. Okay, we are back, and to start off, we're going to cover up the question of the week, because that's going to be really easy. We asked last week, what was your favourite news that came out of PAX East 2014?
Hearthstone!
And no one answered, so there we go.
We're talking about that random person just said something, I think.
Oh, you? Just then?
That wasn't me. It was somebody else.
Right,
They
okay.
just ran to my house, said something, ran away.
And before we go on to what we're going to ask this week, we've received an email that relates to it, so we're going to swap it around a little bit. Actually, before we do it, my favourite thing, obviously, Star Citizen. Gary, was there anything that wasn't Star Citizen that caught your eye?
Well, the Guild Wars 2 thing is going to be interesting if I actually look into it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, no.
Yeah.
like I was saying whenever I was talking about WildStar definitely looks really cool, and I do want to check that out more. Maybe it'll be the next plan side thing.
And actually, the repopulation looks kind of cool, although it does look like they might be trying to do too much.
Possibly. We'll see.
Okay, so yeah, we received an email, so Gary, why don't you read that out, and we'll get on with that.
Okay, so this came from Mr. John Wilson from the Play Vault, which I'm gonna yell at John because I've been waiting very patiently, and I pulled it up right now. Their last podcast was on January 31st, so I've been waiting like 3 months for a new podcast. And he says they're recording, and I sent in an answer to a question or something like that, and it never went up, and I'm just waiting. And I know he said he's having problems with...
What is this cheesecake thing about? Nah, don't tell him.
Oops.
What is this cheesecake thing about?
That was the play vault. Accidentally put on their episode. And that was episode 76.
I haven't had cheesecake for ages.
Me either.
I mean, years. Possibly even decades.
I don't think it's been that long, I would hope.
Oh, no, it's not been decades. No, it's good. It's been a good year and a half, 2 years, I think.
Why'd I accidentally play that episode?
I'm
We're
going to
talking
have to
about
get
cheesecakes. Oh, God. But yeah, like, I've been waiting for an episode, and he's been having trouble with whatever recording equipment, or not recording equipment, but software he's been using, and I told him to use Audacity, and he says, he said something like he didn't like Audacity, or he tried it before, and something like that, but I think, Audacity works perfectly fine for whatever I'm doing, and he can ask me anytime about Audacity stuff, because I think I've gotten pretty proficient at my editing skills. Not that great, but I know the basics. I know how to cut and paste. But yeah, let's actually get into his email. Hello, Guildies. I haven't been able to listen to the show in a while because for some reason I couldn't get the feed to work through iTunes on my phone, which I'm gonna guess that's my fault because somehow I didn't even mention this earlier, but I'll mention it after the email. It has to do with the RSS feed. Anyway, then one day, boom! The magical iTunes fairy granted me access. Now I've had a lot of catching up to do, which is awesome because now I never have nothing to listen to while 1 on the bus, 2 on the train, 3 on the toilet. Or 2 of the above at the same time. So, oh God, you're doing a sterling job with the podcasting and raising the bar for everyone else. Why, thank you. I don't know if he's lying or not. Oh, is this podcast that good, Dan? You think it's good?
I don't know.
You're not a listener?
No. I wouldn't listen to this shit.
I haven't listened. Well, I technically have to listen to the podcast twice. I listen to it while we record, and I listen to it after we record, and I have to edit it. So I can't be asked to listen to it a third time once it's polished. So maybe that's why I don't like it. Maybe I make us sound really good. I don't know. Maybe I give us like super awesome like voices.
I don't even listen to us for recording.
Well, you know what to say at the right times, then. You are very good at that. And then he actually says, I have a question for you. I play a shitload of Infamous, once good and once evil. The evil was just much more fun to play. So, do you guys usually play these type of morality games as good or evil characters? Cheers, peace and biscuits, bitches. Which I love that. That's hilarious. John Mal 55, which is his gamer tag on a bunch of different things. I don't know them all. So Dan, do you play as good or evil character normally in like Mass Effect and Fallout and stuff?
Yes.
So you play as both.
Yeah, generally. I need to. I haven't finished playing Mass Effect yet. I was working on another playthrough where I'm going to do the renegade female shepherd. So the first playthrough tends to be the good side or the more natural side, the decisions I'd make. And if there are benefits for going completely good or completely evil, I'll then possibly do another playthrough completely good, and then I'll do another one completely evil, so I get all the ranges. Because
there's always a good reason to punch somebody in the face in Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, and quite often in Mass Effect, if someone just pisses me off, I'll slap them, punch them, whatever. I'll be like, you know what? I don't like you.
Yeah, the only person I ever punched in Mass Effect was the goddamn reporter.
Oh yeah, every time.
And I just showed this to Renegade, and he punches her in the face. I was like, oh shit! I felt horrible. I fucking hated her though.
Yeah, and the evil options in Fable, they're always so much fun. like, in all three of the Fable games. So
is Fable the one where it like changes your character by like the appearance of your character or something by?
Yeah.
Like,
You get different like scars and things. A bit like in, was it Mass Effect 2 or 3? I think it was in 2 where they spoiler. Where something happens and you can see the underlying structure under Shepard's face until you pay for
yeah,
plastic
like
surgery.
how you heal or something like that.
Yeah, and that it can be a bit like that. In the first game, I think you got like these a halo going over your head and devil horns if you were evil.
I do not remember that.
But yeah, it's no, I mean in the first Fable.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like to play, both if there's, sometimes even three different ways with a neutral or more realistic me. Yeah, and it does quite often seem so much fun just to be an evil bastard and just go around annihilating everyone, and also seems quite often a quicker way to level up. But yeah, most of the times I'll probably play it as myself. I find it more immersive, and then I'll replay.
So completely evil for normal Dan.
Well, no, not completely equal. It depends on the situation. Would I say this? Would I say that? Would I have an argument with them or eviscerate them? Normal day to day.
If the person said then and meant then, or then.
They got then and then the wrong way. Yeah, they'd be going straight to hell.
Fucking chop off their head.
With a spoon.
With a spoon. But for me, I don't know. I'm always good my first playthrough because I feel horrible if I do bad things. Even though I went, and if you don't want to spoil it for Fallout 3, what the hell's wrong with you not playing it already? But I don't know why. Fallout 3 was like the first game, whenever I was getting older, that I actually like really followed. I watched every single video for it. I watched all this stuff. And I watched a video of the guy blowing up Megaton. I went, holy shit, I'm doing that. And like, I'm normally nice. Like I always give people water to get my karma up and all that stuff. But for some reason, I had to fucking blow up Megaton. And like, I've saved it. I've gone, whenever I played Fallout 3, I actually went through, I guess it could be kind of for that and New Vegas. But for Fallout 3, I went through and played like good, evil, and neutral. And actually I did it again too. I can't remember, something happened or I didn't do it right or whatever. But you like the achievements were at level 20, you get achievement for being good, bad, or neutral, and it would go like 10, 20, 30, 40, or whatever the level structure was for that. So I always saved right like halfway from level 90, or like between level 9 and 10, or 19, 20, and stuff like that. And I saved right before, and I'd do something like hack a computer, like hack a private computer to go completely bad, reload after I got the achievement, doing hack it a bunch until I went neutral, going up to level 20, and then like I'd already be good, so I get it anyway for going to level 20. So I did that all the time to get all the achievements. And like those are a couple of the games that I actually 100%. It was like Fallout. I think 100% of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. But I'm always normally good. Like Fallout New Vegas, I played through every single way you could. I didn't even think to like save before I did something. I just ran through the game like 3-4 times, whatever, because you can do with all the different factions and stuff like that. And then I even ran through in hardcore mode to get that achievement. And that was the fastest playthrough I've ever done in my life. Like literally, I ran straight from the beginning of the game all the way to New Vegas and started doing that crap. like, because that was, I think, the last thing I had to do. Like, I didn't even go. I didn't care what I did. I just went straight through and beat the game because I did not want to keep feeding myself and stuff. Maybe that's why I shouldn't play like Rust and Daisy and all that stuff. I don't want to worry about feeding myself.
Just reminded me of my first playthrough on New Vegas, and when it came to choosing your stats at the very beginning, I went balls deep with luck, and it was so good because I got so much more ammo.
Talk about that on the podcast or something, because I wasn't talking to you around then.
I kept winning. I got chucked out of all the casinos because I'd won too much money. It was awesome. I was getting brilliant loot drops, weapon drops, things. I was like, this is how you play this game. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Fallout game's so good. But yeah, just the whole... I like the choice of being good or evil, even though I'm mostly always good. I like to be able to go back and be just completely evil. Like, with... It's funny because some of the things that you think would be evil are actually good, because if you kill an evil character, then it's considered good karma.
Yeah.
And like you still feel bad because you're like killing this. Another spoiler if you don't want it for Fallout 3, but like killing Tenpenny. It gives you good karma and stuff. Or you can let the ghouls into the tower and all that crap. Actually, whenever I did that, I went, "Oh my god!" Because like they pile all the bodies in the basement and shit. You're just like, oh. But yeah, that game. I love Fallout games. Can't wait for Fallout 4. But yeah, I am a good character normally, and with a dash of evil, because I'm a bastard. But I'll just go into this right now. Our quest of the week this week for you is. Do you normally play as a good or evil character when you're given the choice in a game? Because I want to see,
just
people
how...
love being badasses, or the goody two shoes, or a neutral character like you can be in Fallout.
Yeah. Right. Well, that brings us on to this week's hashtag TGM checks. We've had 2 this week. First one is from Mr. John Mao 55, and he says, hashtag Gamesmen check. At the Gamesmen RPG, or TGM check even, I've completed Infamous Second Son twice. It's quite good. Addicted to Daisy clone Apox, Daisy clone Apox Z. So I should have reread that before I saw it. On Xbox indie games. I haven't played an Xbox indie game for so long. Oh well.
Yeah, I'll have to look up like the Apox Z to see what it actually is, because...
Yeah.
I definitely never heard of it. But I'll take the next one, and it comes from Teflon212, and he says that the Gamesmen RPG TGM check, hashtag TGM check. Dragon Age Origins, I think he started playing that because of me, and he just told us yesterday, I think it was, that he has like 27 RPGs that he has to complete. And some of them like aren't out yet, but by the time he we'll get to them anyway, they'll be out. But he says Dragon Age Origins, Titanfall, Strike Suit Zero, and Hearthstone.
I want to play Strike Suit Zero.
Yeah, I think I heard you talking about it the other day.
Yeah. But anyway, on to the shout-outs. Gary, have you got any shout-outs?
Definitely shout out John for his email, his TGM check, and he'll be on the show for Belly Lint, apparently. I'm guessing Dan sent off that because I didn't.
Yeah, he said I'm off for a week or so. So if you want me on the show, it's £10 a word. And I was like, how about nothing per word and some belly button fluff? I don't know if he replied to that, but
yeah, he did. He said something like, "That's good, but it has to be 10 ounces an hour," or something like that. An hour show. So if it's 2 hour show, we're gonna have to give him like 20 ounces of belly button lint. And apparently, That may not be too hard. I don't know. I've never found any belly button lint in my belly, and I never got that reference ever as a kid. So
I haven't had any for years. I don't know. Have they changed? I guess my clothing's got better quality, and I don't get so much in there, or perhaps my personal hygiene's better. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to take a while. I might just shave my carpet and send him that.
God, I hope you're not talking about a different carpet. Anyway.
No, I'm talking about the one on my floor.
Oh, good. Okay. I was just going to try to skip over that. I'll shout out East Narrow and JSS Lifelike because they got on TeamSpeak last night, and because Dan has his own little private channel that he'll jump in, which is called Dan's Quiet Place. It needs a password, and Steve didn't know it, so he didn't even message one of us asking about it. So he just sat in the other channel with Bobby, and Dan was about to go to bed, and I pulled him in because I saw he was in there, so I left. I think Dan's like, "What the fuck? He just left," and I pulled him in. So, yeah, that was nice. They were playing Borderlands last night. Give an update on Steve. But yeah, we were on a little bit after you got off, Dan. I think that's really. Oh, I kept forgetting to say this. It's been like almost a month now. I want to shout out Mr. Bobby Gooding because I just kept forgetting to put it in the show notes so I could remember, and I just remembered. But for the people, I'm sure they know this by now. Iron Hammers is now the site is basically closed. Bobby put up a post on there, saying this is the last post, and kind of giving why the site's going down, and he's got like a new job, or not job, but a new site with other people and everything he's doing with, and he seems to be enjoying it and everything. And I would like to thank Bobby for all the enjoyment I got out of Iron Hammers and everything. And well, Dan was a co-host on there too, so
yeah, I miss those shows. I really enjoyed doing them
because they're live.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was sad day that was.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's really enjoying his news. I can't remember the URL, but it's all about Bitcoin mining and the like. So if you're into that, check him out. He's on Twitter and all of that. So
I'll put the link in prior to the other site he's on now. Go ahead, Dan.
Me, I can't actually think of anyone at the moment. I'm so damn tired. My brain isn't working. So I'm just going to say everyone you just shouted out. And that'll be.
Shout out Shani from G4TE, and he is also partially host of the Overseas Connection.
Yeah.
Because you're making him suffer by putting up so many games.
Yeah, I am, aren't I? And Mark Annex is a little bit miffed because
it's like
Jamie speaks saying, "God, dude, slow down so we can catch up." I'm like, nah. I've still got a load more to put up there.
You are ridiculous with all your damn games. I always thought I was bad because I was completing full games in like a week.
Well, all 5 episodes of Back to the Future's like a full game.
Yeah, but it's counted as episodes, so it's different. Any other shout outs, Dan?
No, I can't think of anyone. I'm Monty, little puppy. He's a right little terror. Yeah, check out his Twitter account at ndevondog on Twitter.
Which, instead of being North Devon Dog, now it's New Devon Dog.
Yeah.
Or next Devon Dog. Upcoming Devon Dog.
Naughty Devon Dog. No, that sounds like some kind of porn site. No, it's not.
Hey, get more subscribers that way.
I don't know. Anyway, web for the week to come. Gary, where can we get hold of you?
Amras89, Xbox, the Xbox is now in here because, and I was on it the other day because they were playing Halo and Gears, and I actually fell asleep while they were playing Gears of War. But the Xbox is now in the room, and now that I have the TV hanging up on the wall, I actually have room to kind of put stuff. So I'm going to try to make a shelving setup or something like that where I can put my system. So Amras89 for that. Amras_89 for Steam and Skype, Twitter. Oh, yeah. Twitter is Amras89. PSN is this oddball out of the group, and I should just delete it and make a new one. Amras0289, which my brother still has the PS3, and he's still playing Final Fantasy X. He hasn't even beaten that yet, so we'll be moving on to 10-2 after that. And Amras1289 is my goddamn Wii U now, or my Nintendo Network, and something else is Amras1289. I can't remember.
Is it the password to everything else?
Yes.
God damn it!
Oh shit, I shouldn't tell anyone. But yeah, if I didn't mention, I'm probably not going to be on it next week. So Dan, go ahead.
Well, as ever, I am Hardlydan everywhere. Next week, best places to catch me are going to be on Steam or Twitter. So check those out if you want to play a game of some sort. PC is probably best because I'm not entirely sure my Xbox is going to turn on. I'm a little bit afraid to press that button. And I haven't got gold anyway, so it'd be pointless. So yeah, Steam, Uplay, everything else, Hardlydan. Yeah, that's about it, I think. So, Gary, why don't you take us out of here, and I can go to bed.
You can find us on Facebook at the Gamesmen Podcast on Facebook, and you should send us some emails at to thegamesmenrpg@gmail.com. You can give us, voice MP3 voicemails and stuff like that, or just like John Mal did, and send us an email. We like emails. We love emails.
Yeah, we do.
And then you can also call us at the RPG hotline. As you heard Steve on the last episode say, we want more of them, and he wants them because he didn't set up that damn thing for nothing. So that is 412-267-RPG1. And you can also get us at Twitter. Our Twitter account is at the Gamesmen RPG. You'll see me or Dan put up stuff. A lot of me, because I say stupid stuff on there every once in a while. Or Dan talks about belly button or belly button fluff. But you can also, our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thegamesmenrpg. And as in recent weeks, other than last week, we have no new subscribers, followers, likes on the site, or anything. Yay!
Woo! Yeah, boo!
And then you can also get us at hashtag TGMCheck for letting us know what games you've been playing during the week, and we'll read them out like we did for Jason and John. And then you can also answer the TGM quest at hashtag TGM Quest, and that's just the easiest way for us to find those things. Because if we so happenly aren't following you, we probably won't see it any other way. So, other than that, we got our Twitch stream, which nobody's streamed in a little bit. Maybe eventually. I don't think people are going to want to watch us playing The Witcher because it's so damn old. But some people may. I don't know. We probably should just stream constantly because I'm sure people want to hear us talk while we bitch or, I don't know, be joyful about the games we've been playing. And then the last thing, iTunes reviews, and I'm kind of happy it didn't happen because I said anyone that sends an iTunes review gets a game, and like Teflon said, I didn't specify how many people got a game, what game they got, what platform they got. I just said I'll give a game, but nobody did it, so I'm actually kind of surprised and sad. No, why does nobody want games from me?
And Alpha is now closed.
Nobody wants my games.
Because you're going to give them Putt, for Christ's sake.
I guess that's true. I could have just given Putt, but it didn't come out. It wasn't out by last time I said. So, if not, it's $3.74, which I can get like a lot better games for like $5.
Yes, you can.
Everything comes back to Putt this podcast. But yeah, that's it for our our things. Just maybe give us an iTunes review and give 5 stars. The next person that actually gives us an iTunes review, I will give a Steam game that I have in my library too. So, goddamn it, Teflon, I made it very specific this time.
Yeah, and you mean in your gift library, not in your actual
Oh god,
library?
there's so many games in there. Yes, we'll go with gift library, or I'll buy a game for somebody if it's cheap enough, I guess. But that's it, Dan. Take us out of here. I'm screwing myself.
Okay, well, that will do it for episode 16. So, on behalf of Amras89, I am Hardlydan. We are the Gamesmen, and until next time, we ask,
what role will you play?
Are you sure you want that?
Yeah. Who's gonna listen to the end of the episode? That's why we don't get iTunes reviews. Nobody listens long enough.
Fair enough. Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of the Gamesmen RPG. We are here to play games. 16. Shit, it's because I'm tired. I'm looking at it and I can just see the 6.
God.
I've got a supreme tunnel vision at the moment. I'm that tired.
Take 2.
Yeah.
I don't think John sent us an iTunes review. Apparently he doesn't want a free game. Of course, he may not be caught up to 15. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he might be listening to it on the train, on a bus.
Taking a shit. Alright, I'm gonna stop this recording now.
If not fully satisfied with this podcast, please return any portions for a full refund.
Whoop my ass!